Work is well underway on the I-45 North Houston Highway Improvement Project, beginning with construction on segments 3B1 and 3B2 shown here in the project map. Excavating equipment and front-end loaders are in action, and crews are placing huge storm sewer boxes underground to help with flood mitigation. The work started in October 2024 on a large flood mitigation project in East Downtown. One of the highlights of this project is the huge detention pond where crews have excavated soil for several months. The pond is located on the far north edge of East Downtown, across I-69 from Dyken Park. Once it's complete, it will be able to hold 76 million gallons of water. That's enough to fill 120 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The stormwater will come to the pond from a system being built farther south along St. Emmanuel Street. Crews have built what's known as a junction box. This allows the concrete storm sewer boxes from the street system to connect to the detention pond. This connection is vital, as it provides the way for all the stormwater the roadside system will capture during heavy rain events to get to the detention pond, which will gradually release stormwater into Buffalo Bayou. The concrete boxes which will move that water into the pond are 12 feet high by 12 feet wide, and moving them is no easy task. It takes a crane and some patience. The crane takes the box high in the air, then begins to lower it into a deep trench supported by tall pieces of shoring metal. As the box goes down, the crane has to turn it to get the box into position. Once they make the turn, crews can lower the box into place at the bottom of the trench. One by one, they will do this until all the 12 by 12 boxes are in place. Farther south along San Emmanuel, underneath Texas Avenue, crews performed similar work. In this case, they were installing concrete storm sewer pipes 7 feet in diameter. Their weight also makes a crane necessary to get the pipes into position. Here, the crane also lifts the pipe into the air, then moves it over toward a deep pit. The 7-foot diameter pipe requires a spin as well, and once that happens, they're good to go. At the bottom of the pit, crews wait for the pipe and then carefully set it in place. Large pistons will push the pipe away from the pit and into the ground, and this will continue until all the pipes are in place. TxDOT worked with Metro and did this work underneath the light rail line along Texas Avenue, so light rail service could keep going during construction. It's also important to note that this project is also replacing the older water and sanitary lines in this area with new ones. Crews on this project have also responded to stakeholder requests to temporarily repair sidewalks in the construction area. This allows those visiting businesses in this part of East Downtown better access to and from their destinations. A little south of the work we've mentioned, there's a lot of flood mitigation construction going on as well. Crews are working to complete the first of several I-45 NHHIP pump stations, this one located at the corner of Chartres and Jefferson Streets. The pump station will take stormwater from the I-69, I-45 main lanes, which will be built below street level, then move it up and into the St. Emmanuel drainage system we talked about earlier. Farther south, construction teams are also installing storm sewer underneath Cleburne Street. And near I-69 and McGowan Street, crews have dug up pits as deep as 50 feet into the ground, and they have installed storm sewer pipes that are 8 feet in diameter in underground space. These pipes weigh 16 tons each, and there's a crane again. It's needed to get them up in the air. These pipes will ultimately take stormwater from the rebuilt I-69 State Highway main lanes and drain it to the St. Emmanuel drainage system. That shows how all this work has a common goal, and that goal is to improve flood mitigation. The St. Emmanuel Drainage Project is known as Segment 3B1. On this project, and on all construction projects, designers come up with a plan which includes a work schedule. It is also true that on any construction project, as the contractor runs into unexpected conditions, TxDOT and the contractor work together to overcome challenges and keep the project on schedule. On I-45 Segment 3B1, there have been 4 main challenges encountered so far. First, unanticipated utility conflicts. During the design phase, TxDOT locates existing utilities, but the contractor may find utilities that were not identified or find that utilities thought to be in one area are actually in another. The second is unforeseen site conditions. These include weather and adjacent construction projects. projects. In the case of the I-45 project, the George R. Brown Convention Center work, which is not associated with the NHHIP, could impact progress on the work as originally planned. Third is equipment resource management. Some project construction required specialized equipment, such as drilling rigs and micro-tunneling equipment used to install storm sewer deep underground. Delays can cause this equipment to have to be taken away, and it may not be able to return for a long time unless work can be rephased to keep equipment on the project and operating. And the fourth is construction crew resource management. Contractors are generally balancing several projects at one time. Delays can force crews to another project, so the contractor wants to maintain a crew on one project as much as possible. But TxDOT has been able to work with the contractor to stay on schedule in Segment 3B1. This was achieved by combining the utility and drainage work together in some places and rephasing work in other available areas. Right now, the project remains on track for completion in late 2027, but that is tentative and subject to change. TxDOT is also preparing this project for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Fans coming to Houston for the games are expected to visit East Downtown for the Fan Fest activities. Because of this, Segment 3B1 construction will be paused from June 1st to August 1st, 2026. Roadways and pedestrian realms will be open for safe public access. Open trenches will be filled and leveled, and sidewalks and shared use paths previously under construction will be temporarily restored. The TxDOT Houston District is also making improvements in preparation for the big event. This includes planting trees along corridors to both main airports and event destinations. This graphic shows you in green where the tree planting will occur. Southern magnolia, cedar elm, and live oak are just a few of the tree varieties to be planted. TxDOT will also wash and paint concrete freeway barriers along corridors to both main airports and event destinations. This work will be completed at nighttime to minimize impacts to traffic. This graphic shows you where the washing and painting will occur. It includes the entire I-610 loop. We'll finish this video by talking about the other project under construction right now, Segment 3B2. This is the one installing the storm sewer near I-69 in McGowan. We mentioned earlier what's happening on this project now, but what construction is planned in the future. Here's a graphic that lays this out. We've discussed the pump station and Cleburne Street work, which are drainage projects. They make up Phase 1. In Phase 2, the contractor will reconstruct the Alabama Street Bridge, begin construction on the I-69 southbound frontage road, otherwise known as Hamilton Street, and remove the existing McGowan Street and 2M Street bridges over I-69 and State Highway 288. Phase 3 will have the contractor reconstruct the State Highway northbound to I-69 northbound, reconfigure the street network north of I-69 between Holman and Elgin Streets, and begin construction on northbound and southbound I-69 connections to Highway 288. Phase 4 is the construction of the I-69 and State Highway 288 main lanes from south to north. In Phase 5, crews will reconstruct the McGowan, 2M, and Elgin bridges and complete construction of the I-69 southbound frontage road, which is known as Hamilton Street. The bridges will be arch bridges connecting community hubs such as Emancipation Park and Houston City College Central Campus. In Phase 6, the contractor will finish construction of the I-69 South Frontage Road, which is otherwise known as Hamilton Street. And finally, in Phase 7, work will be completed on the I-69 northbound frontage road, which is otherwise known as Chartres. This construction sequencing concept is shown as preliminary and subject to change, and Segment 3B2 work is anticipated to last approximately 8 years. It's important to note that when the current underground projects are completed, trenches will be filled and the surrounding geography will look much as it did before this portion of work began. The major changes in the East Downtown corridor will occur following subsequent segment work later in the overall NHHIP project. We need to stress that TxDOT is committed to keeping the public informed about instruction at every stage. This is done through a project-specific website, newsletters, an I-45 Ombudsman email box, and public information officers who can meet with the public to discuss the project. This concludes our review of segments currently under construction. Again, we thank you for your participation in this virtual meeting. TxDOT is connecting you with Texas.